Could y'all introduce yourselves to the Metal Mad TV fan base? Who am I?
Maurice.
Maurice.
I'm Alex.
That's Alex.
We got to figure out some kind of order to speak in.
Yeah, I mean, me and Alex kind of spoke at the same time, so I don't know. I'm Jeff, drummer.
There you go, for sure. You know, editing is so beautiful. She can just look great. So I'm really happy to have y'all all here. I feel like I found you guys through like this, I don't know, like this triad, this like badass group of musicians all going to shows together. The trilogy, Barossa, Hostages. I just kind of obviously found you guys through them. Yeah, and I think what you're doing is pretty cool. But what I'm concerned with, I want to know first where the name came from. Like, what was the pathway to get you to I Bet? Because that's a phrase I grew up with. My mama grew up with. What did it?
Oh, well, growing up in Chicago, you catch so many buzzwords, and it started like how it started off with me is going into barber shops like after school and then hearing all these dudes talk and just it's just like a lingo that I picked up. It started off with bet and it's like I bet and then I bet and then it just started to pick up I bet and then you get on work sites. All right, bet.
Hey, we had a show one time, and the sign of bands in the back of the show said "All right, bet," and we were just like, "Oh, really? Now you gonna put it on the sign like "All right, bet"?"
Was there a comma? Was there a comma also?
I don't think there was a comma, but we got called high bet on you know how bars do like the chalkboard of like the show that's happening. Someone put bet. I'm like, no one can get our name right. It's crazy as shit.
Well, y'all can get it right tonight. AIGHTBET. That's how you spell it.
That's why you're the real one.
So that also makes me think, okay, so when I first saw y'all, I looked up on your Instagram, on your socials, and there's like a lot of different themes throughout either your merch, your like posters like that promote your show. I don't know, I'm just really curious about that. Can you tell me a little bit about like, first of all, the logo, which is like
The logo is inspired by some, like Chicago street art, graffiti,
yeah.
Crink. I like a lot of Crink styles with like dripping markers. I used to tag. As far as like the art that's on the page, I make the flyers and
That's pretty cool.
just but the flyers are like I always just keep it a different theme just because it's just kind of like it keeps everybody on the edge of their seat. Like, what the hell is this all about? What's this? Oh, what? It's always something different. I kind of see it as like because I'm not on social media as much as I used to be, but when I would scroll through shit, I would look at people and be like, man, this person posts the same shit all the time. No personality whatsoever. It's same thing with bands, but it's kind of like, I don't know. I just feel like what me keeping shit different all the time, it just has an open magnitude towards these people that just gravitate towards us as far as like the flyers and shit. Like I don't even watch sports, but I made like a flyer with a football helmet or a baseball or that looked like baseball schedules or something like that. Or most recently the 90s Sega game Streets of Rage, just stuff like that for video gamers and whatnot.
Dope. You have 2 songs, right? And you've been out for like a little over a year. Is that right?
Yeah, we got more. We just have to get in the studio, and that's like we just played our last show of the year. We're taking a break, and we're getting serious in the studio. We're about to put out. We're gonna come at 2022 with a ton of new music. That's the plan. Because yeah, we've been writing those 2 songs for a while, but we got more music. It's just in the chamber. Like, we gotta put it out.
I mean, the two songs like carries like I feel like the energy still to your shows. Like that's something to say, I think.
I was actually blown away. Our first show we ever played was in March, and this band brought me out of retirement as a musician. Like I've been producing and doing studio stuff, but I haven't been in a band as a drummer in like 13 years. So this band, like they brought me out of retirement, and I will say that first show we had the type of response that took me, like with my previous bands, that took me years to get to that level of just a crowd response. And I'm just like, I'm looking around at the other guys, and I think we all felt the same way. We're like, fuck yeah, like this is good. Like
Yeah, you killed it.
It's just been good energy the whole time around. Like we're just having fun. Like every single time we get together, it's just this show. I swear, like every show, we're like, man, this was the funnest show we had. Then we play another show, and we're like, nah, this was the best show. Like, and it's just been good vibes.
Yeah.
That's he's pretty on point with that. Since we first started, like that first song, Accountability, it had been out since May 2019. I have 5 songs altogether, but we just as a band, we jammed those 5 songs out, and we're writing more.
Yeah.
And yeah, just those 2 songs, like it's just trying to get those songs mixed. It was is a hassle. Jeff has been taking care of it for the most part. We've been in motion because of him. As a drummer, and with his mixing style, I favor it. Than most engineers. But sometimes a lot of engineers they'll just be taking their sweet time, and we don't got time for that shit. Because I can be dead tomorrow.
I mean, like Alpha Status, when we finally dropped that second single, Alpha Status, that when it got to me, that was the third mix, because we got 2 mixes and we wanted something different. It wasn't what we were looking for, So we like, and that I had a lot going on like with my job and stuff at the time, but I was like, fuck it, give me it, I'll mix it, I'll get it right, because like the other people aren't delivering what we're looking for, and I know exactly what we want. So I kind of like, sometimes if you want something right, you got to do it yourself, and that's what that situation was. And moving forward, that we'll see who produces or not, because like there's times where I just want to sit back and I want to enjoy being a drummer in a band and not have to wear all these other hats.
Yeah.
But you know, I do the recording thing, so it's like if it's going to be the best option for us, I'm willing to get do the work.
Yeah. Okay, so this next question I've been thinking a lot of. Well, first of all, can you tell me a little bit about your music style? Like, how would you define yourself? I know not everyone likes to put themselves in categories and stuff, but like the rap metal genre, how would you define your style?
Go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, it's Alex. You've been quiet, bro.
You know what? I think a lot of us have just always liked heavy music, and just something to like kind of mosh to, something that makes you want to crack your knuckles and fucking push somebody. And like with the hip hop side of it, that Mo is just throwing at it, is just all attitude. It's fun, dude. It's different. It's not just doing some crazy gutturals or anything. And I love that shit, but I get kind of tired of just hearing like after a while. I just like that we're doing something different vocal wise. Calvin is still doing the screams and shit, but I think it's fucking awesome how Mo is just hip hop on top of beatdown. It's so good.
As a producer, I've primarily produced 2 types of music. I've produced a lot of like heavy music, hardcore, and I produced a lot of straight up hip hop. And I've actually done more hip hop than metal as a producer. So I'm very particular. I think when you mix any genre, could be metal, hip hop, could be two different genres, could be country and pop. But no matter what genres you're mixing, you got to give each genre the respect it's due. And I feel like too often times when people tried to mix rock and hip hop, they never give hip hop the just due. They didn't really understand it. They weren't about it. They didn't really get what it takes to do it. They didn't have the soul of it. So then it just comes off as easy. Like, like I'll just use an example. I like 311, but I like them when they do only when they do their reggae stuff. I hate that cheesy rapper in that group because he doesn't. He's not a rapper. You know what I'm saying? But I think when they do their reggae stuff, the color of your energy, like that's a good song, you know. And you know that. But when you know, Mo has a storied rap career. He has like 6, 7. I don't even know how many CDs you got as a rapper. How many you got, Mo?
Like 5, I think, or 6.
Yeah,
Dude, I deleted one. I kept it. I don't know what the fuck I did anymore.
I tell people you got 10 albums, bro.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I need to listen to all of them. So
Dope.
But yeah, the Mo style, that's what drew me to it. I'm like, hell yeah, he gets it. And then Mo's a drummer too and played in a hardcore band. Like, so like he gets both sides of the musician and rapping. He gets both musics, and I do too. And it's just the right collection of people. And I'm like, you know.
Yeah. What are all of y'all's influences? It can be like TV, musicians, styles of music.
Well, I mean, when I Bet first got started, when I was writing these songs with this dude Jason, I wasn't really trying to emulate any sound that was already out there, but I had my influences and what I wanted it to sound like. Because a guitar can only make one sound, but I wanted to fucking be super heavy, and I just wanted to rap over it. But you know, I really got. I mean, I've been playing drums in hardcore bands and stuff like that, but like ever since, you know, my attention got caught by Beatdown, which Beatdown comes from New York. This band Bulldoze, actually, they put me onto that sound, and ever since then, I've heard other bands that stem from that, you know. And then, like around that time, it was like 2010, 2011. I was listening to Beatdown. I was listening to Sludge. And at the same time, too, I was still making like hip hop beats. And I'm like, man, ain't nobody doing this blend of any of this shit. And I could hear like bands like with frontmen that try to, I mean, they could rap, dudes could rap, you know what I mean? But it's like sometimes it's just kind of like, I'm like, I could do better than that. I could do better than that. You know, but I'm like, I wasn't doing anything.
Yeah.
And then I, at the time, it was like 2013, I was playing in a metal band, and one of my friends asked me if I wanted to jump ships with his band. And at that time, he started implementing like drill trap into his band. You know, at the time, the name of the band was called Drowning.
Okay.
And then Drowning, they were around for about like 5 years or 6 years or so like that. Then they had a falling out. I don't know what happened. But after that, I was just like, man, all these songs, they're so dope. They're all like written like, I don't know. It was a heavy influence on me too. Cause, you know, I was playing the drums in that band, and, you know, the bass player from Hostages, his name's Brandon. He used to play guitar. Mike Robs, used to play guitar. No, Brandon from Hostages used to play in Drowning at the time when I was jamming with him. And then Mike Robs now was playing Drowning at the time too. So like we kind of kept that same style stuck in our heads, and it just became like a formula up until this point where it's just like, all right, we already just know to get straight to the point with some heavy ass shit. So I could rap over it. I can't scream to it, but I do know somebody. His name is Calvin, and boom. Calvin filled in that empty space right there. He filled in the void, and he just fucking kills it. And Calvin's vocalist, bro, so too. So I'm just like, this is just destined to happen.
Yeah. Shout out to you, Calvin, bro. Shout out to you, for sure.
Oh yeah. Calvin.
Calvin. What's been like the most, well, first of all, y'all have been going on tour or different local shows. What's your favorite venue in Chicago that you played? I don't mean to make you put others on top of others, but like, what was your favorite experience so far?
I'm gonna go with the political answer and say they all were special. Now we actually just played a really dope show for Halloween. bunch of people connected to the area I grew up in, the southwest suburbs. Joliet, there's a venue called Forge. I mean, I'm sure you've heard of the Forge if you know in the area. But they did this band What they do this annual Halloween show, and we got added last minute. It was cool as hell that they thought of us to put it on it. They asked us to do it. We're like, sure, and Scarhead was the headliner. They're like, Danny Diablo, he's well known in New York hardcore and all that shit. So it was just a fun show, good time. Yeah, it was just a cool show.
Yeah.
Some of our best shows, I feel like, were some of the smaller shows, just because it was like a tighter core of like the family of our friends and bands that were all like it's very tight knit. So like everybody just kind of threw down harder, and
that show was fun as hell.
Yeah, like it was at a bar, and like we played pretty late, but it was still like just fucking awesome. Just there was the stage was the smallest stage you could think of. Like it is like a fucking barely enough room for us. We had a wall like almost in front of us, but everybody in front of us was just throwing down and shit, and it was just really fun. But yeah, the Forge is really fucking badass stage. That's like rock star shit. Like I don't know. I feel like that's like fucking badass stage.
Yeah, WC Social Club was dope. We played there with Attila. Everything was on point.
Day drinking party tour.
Say what?
The day drinking tour.
Oh yeah. Yep. That shit was dope. Magoo's is like that's like our home. we kicked off our first show there, and our last show was I wasn't there. We played at the D in Gary, Indiana, but before that, we had the Mosh for Books, and yeah, Magoo's we're pretty tight with the Magoo's family over there, so we're always welcome.
What inspired y'all to do the Mosh for Books? And like, tell me about like how much was donated and all that kind of stuff.
Shit, I mean, well, I wanted to step into this game as like a nice guy with my band. I used to do shit like that with my hip hop shows. I used to curate a couple hip hop shows at this place called Enjoy at the time, so it inspired me to do the same shit with the hardcore things. Not knowing that there's a bigger scene than just what we got going on with our little trio of bands that we fuck with. Chicago's got a really big hardcore scene. It's divided by different styles, I guess. But I was just like, let me do something, set something up. Not just to make us look good, but it's obviously for a good cause. Yeah. So, and I don't mind doing it, you know what I mean? So, and I'm gonna be honest, it's been like 2 weeks. I planned on doing like a review on that show. I've been so busy with fucking work. The place I want to drop it off to was this place called Open Books in Pilsen, and their hours are from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and I work those hours, so I haven't been able to drop the books off yet. But I'm going to do a review on what I collected, because there's some really good books that were dropped off in there.
Prize. Almost everyone brought a book. Not everyone, but I was going into the show like, I don't know how many people are actually going to bring books, and we ended up with like a good amount of books. I was surprised.
Yeah, it was pretty dope. A lot of good. I see some books in there too. I would say that
Stephen King books. I don't remember what else. I just remember the Stephen King ones for whatever reason.
Oh, like a Spanish encyclopedia or something.
Oh, Spanish to English dictionary.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I see the Quran in there too.
Oh yeah, I saw the Quran.
Adults need to read. Everyone needs to read, and also dictionaries are pretty cool. I have a lot of books that I want to donate to, so that shout out to everybody. Donate books, because free books are fucking awesome. First of all, those little things when you're walking around your neighborhood, and you've got like leave one book, take one book, participate in shit. Like honestly, you'll find good shit, and go to shows like this that actually care about stuff like that, and
Well, yeah, thought that was when Mo came to us with the idea. I'm like, dude, that's fucking dope. Because to me, I think there was a time. I don't want. I feel like we've kind of lost that currently in the hardcore scene as a whole, like philanthropy, because that was like a pillar of like hardcore when hardcore started. I feel, and there used to be a lot more of like benefiting this, but yeah, and I think a scene as a whole, we need to get back to that because I think that's what it's about. Like, if you're not putting music in this world to make it a better place in some way, shape, or form, like, what's the point of making the noise and being angry about stuff? You're just gonna be loud without trying to make change. I don't get that person.
No, yeah, that's a lot of white noise basically. If you don't stand for anything, yeah.
Yeah. The way I decipher it sometimes though too, I'll be looking at these flyers. I'll be like, all right, this person brought this band out here because they're trying to flex on a flyer, or this person wants to coattail on this person. I look at things differently like that, you know. It's just because I got like that rapper's perspective, you know, and I just see how the game is out here and how it is differently through different genres and shit. You know, I can't say that much about death metal or shit like that because I don't know if there's ever any beef going on with bands and shit like that. But yeah, for the most part, shit, we kept it a buck with that shit. We were able to pay out the bands too, so that's a goodie.
Well, I definitely want to know like who are y'all listening to, like bands y'all want to like tell me about. I'm the type of person that I listen to mostly just new metal all day. And another reason I started to do these kind of interviews is because I've been trying to expand my I guess palette. And so I don't know. I'm always curious to ask people like, what are you listening to? Because it's usually something so different than what I'm listening to.
I'll go first.
Yes.
I'll go first. Okay, so some hot listens. The new Frontierer is like insane. Frontierer is like Meshuggah, Tony Danza, and like Dillinger just all like mashed together in a modern band that's like current. The last album that they just put out is crazy amazing. Also, I came across this band called Worm. They are like
it's
Doom Worm. Yeah, Worm. They're like Doom black metal, like blackened, like so real dark and shit. They were a good find recently.
I'm like blackened chicken. That sounds good.
Just like evil, like cryptic, like you know, that black metal vibe.
The blackened chicken from Popeyes with some ranch. Oh my god.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What? What's that?
What? You don't know the blackened chicken from Popeyes?
Was this like a new craze or something like that, or?
No, it's blackened chicken. You never had blackened chicken?
Yo, ask the Popeyes, Mo.
No, Popeyes always got some shit going on. The chicken sandwiches and some other viral shit.
Churches.
Okay. Churches chicken.
Churches, yes.
I'm from Detroit, so I understand. Yeah, church chicken.
For sure.
Respect.
It's juicy.
Definitely not any KFC over here. No.
Hi, Alex. Sorry, I took it to food. My fat ass. I don't know if you were done or not talking about music.
Oh no, it's all good. Yeah, I mean, those two bands were just like some recent ones. Knocked Loose put out that EP, and I know a lot of people sometimes don't like Knocked Loose vocals, but to me, I think it's just raw energy. And like the EP that they released, it's on YouTube with a whole animation for the whole thing, and it's deep and it hits hard, man. I loved it. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. For newer stuff, there's a band I came across called, I think they're from Tennessee or something. They're called Chamber. It's like a 2004 hardcore throwback, and I love 2004 hardcore. I actually had a friend that gave me the nickname 2004 because that's like, I love bands in that early 2000s era. So yeah, I definitely love 2004-ish metalcore, and Chamber is right up that alley. They're like a throwback band. Vane is another one. Our bass player John put me on to. I'm really digging Vane. And other than that, in my car on the ride to work, I've been like rocking a lot of Logic lately. He's pretty dope. But I'm always listening to my regulars, like as far as like old stuff I listen to. I mean, it's just a mix of like, hardcore. Isaiah is one of my favorite bands ever. I love Deftones. I listen to a lot of hip hop, Tupac, Nas, Jay-Z, all that. J. Cole, Kendrick, all that stuff. Talib Kweli is another guy that I love. But yeah. And I'll throw in John Mayer because that's just off the wall shit that I like. It's not really thinking.
That's where you lost me. That's where you lost me. Right
I lose everyone there, but fucking he's a badass guitar player.
He's a weirdo. He's just a weirdo. Anyway,
he's a clown.
Yeah, basically.
Love seeing everyone's reaction when I say that. That's why I always throw that in there. But I'm done. Mo, your turn.
Lately I've just been like going on Spotify, like my daily mix, and I even went to the Aight daily mix to see what other bands people are like listening to with us in their mix.
For sure.
Paleface. Damn, there's a few other ones. Man, there was some like old school like No Zodiac that I slept on. I ain't listened to for a while. And then who else is it? This band I want to bring to Chicago so bad. Gridiron. Some of their members are in Year of the Knife, I think. I'm not sure. But I mean that's on the hardcore and beatdown side. Aside from that, New West Side Gun. I like a lot of the Griselda stuff. As far as hip hop, some production by this dude Big Coast. Just keeping it mixed up,
Yeah.
Staying fresh and keeping my knives sharpened with my skill and whatnot like that.
For sure. No, you definitely got to do that.